Our July 20th public session, and we all stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Are we streaming? Are we streaming tonight?
Yes.
Why?
No, it's actually, now it's,
Oh,
I believe, just the one camera.
Okay.
Okay, over there to the left.
Okay, just making sure.
Yes, we are streaming this evening.
Okay, perfect. Do we have anyone?
Okay. Before questions from the audience, we do have a special presentation for questions.
Okay. Before we get started, we have a special presentation.
Okay.
Rich?
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So we do have a special presentation this evening. The Board of Education wanted to honor a student and a student's mom for their efforts in securing food in a newly formed pantry. So you may have seen this in Newsday. I believe it was just this past week. The title says, "Schools Help Fill Food Needs." And I want to tell you the genesis of this. About 3 weeks ago, I met with a young lady. Her name is Amanda, just a wonderful person. She actually, on her own, she actually opened food pantries. There's one in Central Islip, but there's also one right here on 3rd Avenue, not too far from Central Administration, right behind the small white church. And what she did was she secured refrigerators and regular refrigerator. She went to the church said, let's put it behind the church. So they actually built a little kind of cabinet for the refrigerator. They also set up some shelving units so they could have dry goods. And then she started to collect food. And she literally has been out there meeting with different organizations, having food drives. She puts stuff out on social media. Obviously, I'm not good at that, but she's done stuff on Facebook and Instagram or whatever. And the community is coming out now to this refrigerator, and it's open 24/7. You can actually swing by, take a look. It actually has a beautiful mural on the front of the refrigerator, and community members go in. They take some fresh vegetables. The farm over at St. Joe's, which I'm sure everybody's familiar with, on the corner of Brentwood Road and Comac Road, the farm over there donates fresh vegetables. So there's fresh vegetables all the time in the refrigerator. But when I met with this young lady, she came over to the school district and asked if the school district could donate any of the leftover food that we have in our kitchens. I called Ms. Grotsky. She said that she would set it up. But unbeknownst to me at the time, and to a lot of people, Andre took it upon himself with his mom to actually go to different schools and pick up the food themselves. They drive over there, which they'll maybe tell a quick story. They drive over there, pick up the food from various kitchens that are still running that have the food, the breakfast and lunch program here, and then they actually drive it over to the pantry and put it in. Because that was going to be one of the hurdles that we had to overcome. How would we get our food to the pantry? Well, guess what? Andre, which I'm still not sure, even though I spoke to Andre this morning, I don't know how they, stepped into this and said, let me take it on, but they did. And the Board of Education really thought it was necessary to honor, Andre and his mom, Dora. So we're a little far away. Do you want to read the? Yeah, we're going to come down. We're going to have Andres and Dora. If you could come on up. You know what, Ms. Palmer, you're there. Could you just walk them to the mic, introduce Andres and Dora? Maybe they can say a few words. And then, if you want to read the proclamation, we'll go down and...
Okay, good evening, everyone. Yes, we are so proud of Andres. Now, are you Andres or Andre?
Andre.
Andre, okay, it's Andre, and he is also an MBK, proud MBK member. He's active in the school community. This isn't the first time that he's volunteered to assist or get an innovation off the ground. We are super proud of him. He's done so much for the community and attends all MBK events. He holds our banner, right? Every single time we have a parade, he holds the Board of Education banner and he walks with us. You raised a wonderful, caring, giving, smart, vibrant young man, and we're very proud of him.
All righty, here we go. So, lucky enough, I know Mr. Lochner was going to tell me to stand up, so I had to get ready a speech. All right, so here I go. Thank you, everyone. I really don't know what to say. It's crazy to say that in over 2 weeks, over 200 meals have already been donated across Brentwood. I'm so thankful for the food services and staff workers of Brentwood because without their help, I wouldn't be doing this today. This upcoming Friday, I'm expected to be donating over 400 meals to families in need in Brentwood. Thankfully, already over 250 plus meals have already been saved from being thrown away, which is amazing. I would like to thank the whole board for their support and the whole Brentwood community for their amazing kind words towards this initiative. Thank you so much, Mr. Lochner. I know we had a short talk for today, but I really want to appreciate you. Thank Cindy. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone, from the Board of Education, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Wait, you got to stay there?
We'll come back.
This certificate is presented to Andre Rodriguez and Dora Holmes for their kindness, commitment, passion for helping those in need by volunteering their time to help various organizations deliver food to local food pantries in Brentwood.
All right. So, wait, Andre, Dora, we're going to come down.
Careful.
Ladies first. Now we're going to go to A3, questions on the agenda items.
Questions on agenda items only?
Yeah, you say, is that, okay. All right. I think he's here, yeah. I don't know if that was that on the, Community comments, that might
Is this on, Mr. Fritz, is this for agenda items or is it?
At the
Okay,
end.
all right,
So
thank
there
you.
mustn't be any questions.
Okay, since we have no questions, we'll move on. So read this, right? Read this.
Oh, yeah. I guess you gotta read that.
Okay, financial reports. The June 2022 financial reports will be submitted at the August 2022 meeting. This is necessary as the Assistant Superintendent for Finance and Operations prepares to close the fiscal records for the 2021-2022 school year.
The consent agenda.
So we're going through B2A through FF, right?
Well, you're gonna go to B2EE, then you're gonna have to read B2FF, because that's
Okay, oh, okay.
an additional.
Okay. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, B2A through B2EE. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second. Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Be it resolved that the following items be approved, C1A and C1B. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? We have an addition to the agenda. Be it resolved that the following item be approved, B2FF. I need a motion. You
We gotta read it, okay.
want to read it? Okay. Okay. I'll read B2FF so everyone knows what it is. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby authorizes the President of the Board of Education to execute a contract with IDE Corp. Science Innovators. The contract is for IDE Corp. Creating Science Innovators with Learner Active, technology-infused classroom training for elementary school teachers in developing units of study aligned to the New York State Pre-K through 12 science learning standards. And be it further resolved that the term of this agreement shall commence July 20th, 2022, and terminate on August 30th, 2023, and the fee not to exceed $110,124 will be paid through the district's Coronavirus Response and Relief Supplemental Appropriations Act, Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief, CRRSA, ESSER2 grant funds. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Aye. Abstentions? Noes? So moved. Okay, thank you. Now moving on to D items. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the July 2022 board meeting. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Motion by Cindy DeFieri. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Noes? Abstentions? So moved. One, two, one, three, right? Okay.
I need,
Okay. All right, D1B, appointments, resignations, and leaves, non-certificated personnel. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves the non-certificated personnel action report contained in the board packet for the July 20th, 2022 board meeting. I need a motion.
motion.
Motion made by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstention? So moved. D1D, What?
No.
Go ahead. Oh, you don't
There's a C.
I got it, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry, folks, we're just filling in some information. Okay. Administrative Table of Organization, Principal Elementary. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Stacy Burdette as Principal Elementary for a 3-year probationary period effective July 21st, 2022 through July 20th, 2025, at a salary as set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Ms. Burdette. D1D, Administrative Table of Organization, Department Head of Special Education. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Ingrid Citron as Department Head of Special Education for a 4-year probationary period effective July 21st, 2022 through July 20th, 2026, at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Ms. Citron. D1E, Assistant Security Director Provisional. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby appoints Michael Rodriguez as Assistant Security Director Provisional effective August 15th, 2022. And be it further resolved that Mr. Rodriguez shall be remunerated at a salary set forth in the negotiated agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Principals and Supervisors Organization. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. Congratulations, Mr. Rodriguez. He'll see it.
He's working.
He's working. Okay, D1F, CSEA Memorandum of Agreement. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves and authorizes the President of the Board to execute a memorandum of agreement between the Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Education Unit, Suffolk Educational Local 870, CSEA, AFS CME Local 1000, AFL-CIO for the period from January 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2022. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1G, CSC, CPSC Physical Services Specialist. Be it resolved that that the Board of Education hereby creates the CSE, CPSE Physical Services Specialist position effective July 20th, 2022, and be it further resolved that the newly created position shall be a 12-month full-time position with an individualized contract, and be it further resolved that the table of organization shall be amended to reflect that the CSE, CPSE Physical Services Specialist position shall report to the Assistant Superintendent of Special Education. Special Services. I need a motion?
Motion.
Motion by
Oh.
discussion?
After it's seconded.
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
Cindy, Stephanie? Nancy?
Yeah, a discussion.
Okay.
Can you explain these two positions? I know the next one we didn't vote on yet, but D1G and D1H, I did receive a few calls on
Sure.
if they can be explained and what the job entails.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know what, I am going to explain it, then I'm going to ask Ms. Young to fill in the gaps of my explanation. But it's actually very simple. We have physical therapists as well as occupational therapists who we contract out for special education services to many of our students who need OT and PT. So we contract out those services, and we've done that historically for many years. But as you can imagine, having a contracted service, sometimes I don't even want to say that we don't get the services we want, but Ms. Young and I have been discussing this for the last few years. It would be advantageous to the district, not just financially, but also for the benefit of kids, if we begin to bring in some occupational therapists and physical therapists on staff where they report to us. They are our employees, the district's employees, and that way, as it says here, they will report to the assistant superintendent in charge of special services. We will be able to manage them from the moment they step in to the moment they step out. We'll be able to supervise them much more closely in terms of their giving the services to our students. So long-term, our students are going to benefit because we're going to be able to give additional services utilizing these employees. And also financially, it will also reap rewards for the district as we move forward financially. So, Ms.
So
Young.
their job will be
I don't-
working with our children.
Their job will be working with our children. If there are any special education parents out there listening right now, you know that your sons and daughters have occupational therapists, you have physical therapists. Well, those are contracted employees. In other words, they're from an outside company, they come in, they've been doing a very solid job for us. But I think long-term, the solution for us is to bring in employees of the district.
Okay.
I think we can better manage it. I think we'll get better services long-term for our kids. So that's why we're doing it.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we've gone over it and over it so many times, so. Now we vote, yes.
Okay.
So now I think, yeah.
Yes? All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1H. CSE, CPSE Occupational Services Specialist. Be it resolved that the Board of Education hereby creates the CSE, CPSE Occupational Services Specialist position effective July 20th, 2022, and be it further resolved that the newly created position shall be a 12-month full-time position with an individualized contract, and be it further resolved that the table of organization shall be amended to reflect the CSE, CPSE Physical Services Specialist position shall report to the Assistant Superintendent of Special Services. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion made by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1I, discretionary day for Brentwood Clerical Association. Whereas, on October 14th, 2020, Governor Cuomo signed into law legislation designating Juneteenth as an official public holiday in New York State, and whereas the list of holidays set forth for full-time BCA employees in Article 12 of the collective bargaining agreement does not presently include Juneteenth as a holiday, and whereas in light of the closure of school on June 20th, 2022, in observance of Juneteenth, the Board of Education seeks to extend a paid discretionary day to all full-time BCA employees. And now, therefore, be it resolved that a conferral of the paid holiday for Juneteenth, June 20th, 2022 is limited to the 2022-2023 school year and shall not be deemed to be a modification of Article 12 or any other provision of the BCA collective bargaining agreement. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julie Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved.
Okay, we have D1J.
We have some additional items for the agenda. D1J, Administrative Table of Organization, Associate Principal. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of the Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education creates the position of Associate Principal effective July 1st, 2022, places the new position in the district's organizational chart, and accretes the position into the Brentwood Principal and Supervisors Organization. And be it further resolved that the board appoints Deshauna Doolin as Associate Principal retroactive to July 1st, 2022, without modification to her current probationary term and the existing tenure and seniority rights conferred upon her in her probationary appointment as high school assistant principal, since at least 50% or more of the duties associated with the position of high school assistant principal will be subsumed within the new position. And be it further resolved that the salary for Ms. Doolin in the new position of assistant principal will be pursuant to a negotiated salary schedule with BIPSO for the position of associate principal and her placement on the appropriate step of the schedule. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Julie Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. D1K.
Yep, you can go. I don't think. this one-
Congratulations, Deshauna. D1K, agreement between Brentwood Union Free School District and the Brentwood Teachers Association, BTA. Be it resolved that upon the recommendation of Superintendent of Schools, the Board of Education hereby approves an agreement dated July 20th, 2022, between the Board of Education and the Brentwood Teachers Association, BTA, and confirms that it has authorized the President of the Board of Education to execute the agreement on behalf of the district. I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion by Cindy Safiri. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Julia Burgos. All in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Abstentions? So moved. I'm going to turn over the next item to my colleague, Hassan Ahmed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Be it resolved that in recognition of cultural diversity and dietary need or preference of the student body, the Board of Education hereby authorizes the Superintendent of Schools to take the requisite action to expand the meal choices offered to Brentwood students to include a halal food option intended to be made available at all school locations and during all meal times to any student requesting said option. This halal food option will be made available starting the first school day of the 2022-2023 school year.
I need a motion.
Motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. E1, items for information. E1A, student enrollment figures. June enrollment figures, May 27, 2022, total enrollment 18,098 students. June 24, 2022, 18,029 students. The June special education enrollment figures will be submitted at the August 2020 meeting. F1 through 2, miscellaneous items, board action memos, and principals' reports. G1A, old and new business.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Felix. Okay, this is usually where I just go over some of the happenings in the district. You may think it is July and there's not much happening in Brentwood. Well, that is not the case. Actually, we have literally thousands of students still attending camps, schools, really just all over the district. I think we have 6 or 7 or 8 schools that are involved. This morning I was over at, was I at North Elementary today, or was
That
it?
was yesterday, public
That was
health.
yesterday. No, that's right, North Elementary yesterday, and it was South Middle School today. And, really just it's just fabulous to see the kids in a different environment. We're still going over, I have to be honest with you, I've walked into probably about 40, 50 classrooms over the last week or so, and the ELA instruction is really outstanding. They are reading, they are writing, they're doing math lessons, and it's in a kind of a non-threatening environment where I really believe that the kids are getting quite a bit out of it. And some programs are 3 weeks, some are 6. It's obviously to address learning loss, if you will, but it's also for advancement as well. And I think that, I really want to thank the teachers that have volunteered to do this program. I also want to thank the administrators who are there also giving up their days. And I think that we're going to see a great benefit for all of the kids that are involved. Now, I'm going to just read you a little bit. I think you probably got my message that breakfast and lunch is available Monday through Friday for any school-age student up to 18. By the way, that's not limited to Brentwood students. If you are in the area, obviously you might be in Bayshore, you might be in Central Islip. Those students are also more than welcome to report to one of the, how many cafeterias? We have about 6?
6 sites.
We have 6 sites that are open. And the times might vary, but it's about 8:30 for,
Breakfast and probably 11 to 12 for lunch.
8:30 for breakfast, 11 to 12 for lunch. You stop in, we have all kinds of different menu items. So really, we do want to encourage anybody who's there. Obviously, all of the students who are participating in these programs, they all get a breakfast and a lunch. So as I said, our summer programs are in full swing at the elementary and secondary levels. In addition to academic enrichment in reading and math, students are engaged in science experiments and team sports and special events. Last week and this week, we had an arts entertainment for our children and a live puppet show. And there's always ice cream on Fridays. Thank you, Miss Ortiz. Tomorrow, there will be 2 concerts at the Freshman Center at 9 a.m. for the summer music program. That's over at the Freshman Center. If you're there, you're more than welcome. I believe at 9 a.m. we will have the Green Machine perform, and then we'll have all of the different levels that are involved. All of the orchestras and bands will also come out and perform in the Freshman Center gymnasium. The STEAM camp, which is really wonderful, I was there this week. I believe it's for 4th grade this week. The STEAM camp at Hemlock Park starts next week for students entering grades 6. There's still room, so if you're interested, please contact Miss Palmer at 631-434-2496 by tomorrow morning, and we'll get you registered. That's in the afternoon from 1 to 5, and that's only so students who are involved in an earlier program actually come over and they're involved in the STEAM camp. So that's it for announcements.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rich. Okay, so now we're going to the public comment section of our agenda. Mr. Joe Fritz.
Before I ask my question, I'd just like to congratulate our new president. Having worked with her in the past, I look forward to her tenure as the president of the school board.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ms. Malavi, Mr. Hassan, You have I congratulate you also on your investiture as the school board members.
Thank you.
It is one of the best moments of my life was serving on the school board, and I think that you'll find it the same. Dedication is extremely important, eye to detail, and compassion. And I think that every person on the school board possesses these particular
Thank you.
aspects.
Thank you.
I wish you the best. What I do want to ask Mr. Lochner, when Mr. Feliciano several months ago discussed the golf team, the inference I drew was that it was going to be started in the next several months in September. Am I correct or was I incorrect?
Yeah, no, that was our intention. However, Section 11 had a different idea. When you are applying to become an interscholastic sport, you have to give Section 11 1 year's advance notice. So the athletic director last year in the spring, just a few months back, notified Section 11 that the Brentwood High School would like to participate in boys golf in the fall, girls golf in the spring, and so we're 1 year away from that actualizing.
Okay, because I also received information that the athletic director can request an exemption in order to apply this to the fall. And if this is true, I certainly would think it would be very worthwhile to use this avenue as a means to an end. And
Sure.
this I heard. I didn't call Section 11. I would. But having heard this, I think it would be worthwhile pursuing. I think that accelerating this program, it would be an excellent opportunity. And I'd like to thank you.
Right, no. You know what, I'll ask the athletic director tomorrow if that's the case. I know he is, Mr. Fritz, looking into the girls' sports in the spring, and the girls' golf in the spring, because we do feel we've given them enough time. I believe they've already put together the fall sport schedule, but I'll certainly ask if there's an exemption.
I heard you could get a waiver.
Right.
I certainly think it doesn't hurt Section 11 to have one of the largest school districts in Long Island, probably the largest, excuse me, to participate in this sport, and I think it will be a welcome aspect.
No, I do agree. I do want you, as you know, Mr. Fritz, I mean, our golf program is really quite vibrant right now. It's running in the summer. It's actually one of our summer programs. Mr. Hudson's running it at one of the middle schools, and I've been out to that too, and there's really dozens upon dozens upon dozens of students who are participating. He does fully intend, whether it is an interscholastic sport in the fall, he's still going to run it with the high school kids and middle school kids. He will practice on certain days. He'll travel over to the Brentwood Country Club as well as Heartland. And so he'll still be playing with the kids and having them practice. Whether we can get them into a schedule in the fall, I'll ask, again, the athletic director. But that's what we're gonna continue with this program.
Well, I'll leave you with this. I played Brentwood Country Club last week, and any golfer, when they say that the golf course is in such great shape that you can play the ball down, speaks volumes. Mm-hmm. And for one of the most popular golf courses in Long Island, you can play the ball down. The place is in great shape,
Yeah.
and I encourage you to see what can be done.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Fritz.
Thank you very, and good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Fritz. Desiree Thomas? Hello.
Malachi wanted to join me today, so I'm gonna put his name on there next time. This is Max Rivera's for the record here. But thank you for letting us speak. Oh, wow. My voice is loud enough.
Can you
But
just
thank you
state
for
your
letting
name
us.
and where
I'm
you're
sorry?
from? Can you just state your name and state that you're from Brentwood as well?
State my name? Yep.
And where you're from?
Oh, okay. Yeah, my name is Desiree Thomas, and I am from Brentwood. Woot woot. And this is my son. Go ahead, you want to say your name?
My name is Max Reyes, and I'm from Brentwood.
Yes, and thank you very much for letting us speak, and congratulations to all the new members. I always like a fresh face because I always have a lot to say, but I promise never to speak on anything that I don't have a solution to, if that's fair enough. So one thing that I do want to bring up is I did speak to Ms. Lershner. Thank you very much for following up with me on the block party. Did you receive that?
I did.
Okay, awesome. Well, as a former president of the Interact Club in my year at Brentwood High School, I actually wanted to see if I could call or see if you guys would be willing to have the members of the Interact Club, the band, and the STEP team participate in our block party. Currently, we are working to get a parade permit, but we are going to be parading, as I mentioned to you guys in our last meeting. So is that something that we can coordinate, and who should I contact to make that happen?
Okay, if you could speak with Mr. Perez, I'll also let him know that you're interested in terms of getting a band, a choir, somebody out there on the first day. This is August 28th, is that right?
Yes,
Now,
August 28th.
I was in Roberto Clemente Park the other day. I pulled in just to take a look at the skate park.
Yes.
Now, I think I emailed you. Are you guys involved in getting, you involved with opening of the skate park?
Yeah, so we weren't actually involved in the skate park project. So we're not exactly, your question actually was I thinking of having it coordinated with that?
Right.
And I don't have the information for
okay.
that. The block party was something that we do each year. So, we have been speaking with them, but we can't really predict the weather. So we're not sure, but we would love for it to be open at that time, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But we are involved in the skate park project, as Max actually skated, and I actually learned that Cindy's son also skateboarded the original spot, which we also were part of putting together before it actually was taken away. But this is a safer way, and I'm super excited about that, and I'm happy to see some of our board members that also were a part of that and be able to bring that because it's important for Brentwood.
Right.
Which also brings me to my next thing about the skateboarding jam. I shared with you guys last time that Malachi's had the opportunity to skate at Woodward, and he actually does have a lot of skate sponsors and influencers who support him. So we did want to actually implement the programming, and I'm not 100% sure if I understood what the last person was saying about implementing that, but we did have the skateboarding jam, and I did want to see if you got the pictures because I know everyone was asking about that, and I did send them to you over with the flyer. So
Right.
I did want to confirm if you got that because we want to make sure that we're keeping that going so that the kids can benefit from it because this is going to be big for them.
Yes, I did. I will share it with the board. I know you sent that to me a couple of days ago, so I'll send the pictures and the flyer over to the board.
Okay, so how do I contact the Perez?
So Mr. Perez is over at Central Administration.
Okay.
We know he's the coordinator of Performing and Fine Arts. I don't know his number offhand.
Okay.
But as I said, I'll let him know to expect your call, Ms. Thomas.
Call
And,
him at,
I'm not sure about the date. Obviously he'll have to reach out to, the Green Machine, for example, or, some of his music teachers to see if they're available on the 28th.
His phone number's in the calendar.
Yeah, it's going to be there.
Calendar?
okay, yeah, and Perez, right? Okay, and I know my time is coming, so the last thing I guess on my list that I'll choose is the nutrition concerns. I'm actually excited, Andre left, but shout out to Eileen's Bodega because they're very important in the community. Myself as a nutritionist, after leaving Brentwood, I have graduated from University of Delaware, and I am a nutritionist, so nutrition is important for ourselves and our community. So shout out to the halal food, which is also important to bring everybody equal choices to
And
eat.
thank you for reminding me. I couldn't remember. It's Eileen's.
Eileen's Bodega, yes,
right.
that's
I
why I
remember
also
Amanda's
wanted to
name.
say that. Yes, Eileen's Bodega is there, and I'll also support them with formula this summer. But that's another thing. I just wanted to actually address the actual nutrition concerns that we have, like within the district, as I know that my kids do attend the district, and I just wanted to see if there were any shifts. I know I read some things here on the agenda, but you guys kind of skipped over it. So I'm just trying to understand what shifts are we making to some better food options for the kids for nutrition, personally.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
What agenda item are you referring to?
Well, I'm just saying that I see that there are some nutrition like, you guys have addressed certain things with nutrition in here, but I just wanted to, it doesn't seem like one of the things of addressing the actual food options. So I just wanted to see if that was something that has been mentioned before, and if there's any changes currently for that.
Okay, a couple of things just to comment, Ms. Thomas. A lot of times on the agenda, you will see, in terms of food, you'll see the Board of Education approve contracts with various vendors. So when you see stuff like that, that's what that's about. So
Oh, okay. So
occasionally
this is-
throughout the year, we go in and we say, we're going to contract with this vendor for different food. I will tell you that the Board of Education is extremely focused on the food, and does want to, that's why the halal resolution this evening.
Yes, which I
we
do,
are-
I actually wrote this before I seen the halal, so I do
Yep.
see some steps. I just wanted
Right.
to know if there was any.
So, yeah, that is something that we're focusing on, to try to bring in different food. There are obviously limitations as to what we can serve, because there's actually strict guidelines that the food service has to follow. But, we're also we're hiring 2 head cooks. And what we hope to do with those 2 head cooks is have them travel we have 19 kitchens in the district. So what we want to do is, one of the things that Ms. O'Connor and I have spoken about for a while, along with the board, is that we hire 2 head cooks to travel the district and be more hands-on on a daily basis. So we can actually coordinate all of the kitchens, because right now sometimes the kitchens prepare food in different ways. We want to make sure that there's a uniform preparation to the food. And we really believe in terms of that middle management, we'll be able to better serve the kids, have meals that are more relevant, that the kids are going to enjoy more. We'll conduct more surveys. We did conduct some surveys towards the end of the year so we can prep for next year. We had, the food service went out and conducted a few surveys in different buildings, so we kind of, saw some things that we'd like to bring in for next year. So we really hope that these 2 head cook positions, middle management, kind of really make an impact on the preparation and the presentation. We also, too, I think you probably have heard, we put money aside to redo all of our kitchens and cafeterias. So really the cafeterias, because one of the things that we really want to focus on is updating our cafeterias, because we really do believe kind of the experience, just like a restaurant in our own homes, we want to walk into something that we're proud of, and that kind of really gets the kids into lunch or breakfast.
Right.
So we're committed to kind of redoing the cafeterias across the district. I'm not going to say it's happening this summer, but it's something that we are contracting. We have to get architects, obviously SED involved, but that's something that we're looking to do.
Right.
Ms. O'Connor, did I miss anything, or?
No, that was thorough, but we have some more bids coming as well to bring on different food items. We're part of 57 school districts that kind of come together and put out a bid. That way we get the best price, because we're bidding, a lot of food out all at once. So that's what, you've seen on the agenda thus far. There are specific foods like the halal that we really want to target now, and if we didn't get it off of that bid, we're going to do our own bid so we could bring in other types of food items as well.
Okay, thank you. Just really quick, because I know I'm over my time, but I just wanted to know how I get those qualifications for those 2 head cooks. Is there like a
It's
place?
actually called a senior cook, and if you go on the Suffolk County Civil Service website,
Okay.
you'll see a list of all titles under civil service, and look for senior cook.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. That's all we got time for today.
Thank you.
Ms. Thomas, thank you so much.
Thanks, Malachi.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? No? Okay. I need a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Motion.
Motion by Julia Burgos. I need a second.
Second.
Second by Cindy Safiri. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Yes.
All right, so moved. Thank you all for coming out tonight.
Thank you.
See you next month. Bring a friend. Bring a neighbor.
Nobody knows Angel Select.
Good, I'm going back.
Oh my God, you're so lucky.